Okay, I don't know if you are aware of family feuds that go on for generations. In fact, it's unbelievable that people can't put things behind them, that they hold things against others and their family and children and grandchildren for all eternity. Absolutely amazing. Well, that's the case here with the clubs and heart family. So we have a father, mother, teenager, and a young boy, Ace. Same thing here. Father, mother, teenager, and a young boy happens to have that same name of Ace. Isn't that amazing? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do something extremely dangerous. We're going to mix these two families together, despite their generations of dislike and enmity, okay? But with a little bit of training, I'm going to show you how you can distinguish between the rather mean-spirited and aggressive club family versus the kind, compassionate, and patient heart family. Okay, you'll be able to actually feel the difference of the cards, which is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to help you learn those skills today in this short video. Okay, so we have the club family. We'll just put them face down, and the heart family as well. Now, if you were here as the spectator, I'd have you make all of the important choices here. You can stack left on right or right on left, your choice. And now we're going to mix these two families together. So this could be quite explosive to do this. Okay. In fact, I'm going to have you do a lot of the mixing, and I'll kind of stay in the background so I don't get hit by any of the animus that's going to be hurled against one another. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to perform what's called an even up jog. Now this is really going to mix those family members up. I stripped out the even position cards. How would you like these stacked? Right on left, okay? And you can ask the spectator, how many of those would you like done to just thoroughly mix these family members together? And whatever number they say, you can actually perform it. So you can perform this once or 50 times if you like. It won't hurt anything that we hope to accomplish. You'll see that. Also there's the Pharaoh shuffle. This is a fun shuffle to learn, actually. This is where you divide the cards exactly in half, and then you perfectly interlace the cards. That's called a Pharaoh shuffle. Technically, the interlacing leads to either a Pharaoh in or a Pharaoh out, but either one is just fine. There's also something called the first shall be last and the last shall be first. This is where you begin dealing the cards until the spectator says stop, and then you go to the next pile. Maybe they say stop there as well, okay? And then it's called the first shall be last, the last shall be first, because the last cards dealt are the first ones to be picked up, okay? And that makes sense to help mix the cards. We can also do the down under shuffle. This is the Australian shuffle. Let me just demonstrate it, and then you can tell me how many times you would like this done, and the spectator can ask for whatever number of times they like. So it's down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down. Last one goes on top. So we could do one more of those or 227,000 more of those. It won't hurt anything that we hope to accomplish. Okay, so just know that. We can also do something called a 50% under down, which is kind of weird because what it's doing, it's almost like a job half done, but it won't hurt anything. So how this works is under down, instead of down first, you go under first. So it's under down, under down, under down, under down. Now that's half the cards, 50%. So now we just randomly stack according to the spectator's request. Maybe left on right is what they asked for. Okay, that's just fine. There's something called push-off pairs. I'm just demonstrating these here. And I have a write-up for you in a minute so you can kind of see the names of these. We can stack these from left to right, right to left, decided by the spectator. But remember, you as the spectator are deciding about how you're mixing these volatile families together. Okay, so left to right, right to left, or leapfrog even. It's kind of a fun one. Left to right, leapfrog. Okay, so this one leaps over its neighbor, lands there. This one leaps over its neighbor, lands there. How would you like these stacked? Right on left? Okay, very good. Why don't we also do something called a serpentine deal? Okay, this is one I've used on my channel. So what you do is you deal from left to right, and now we're going, it's not like a snake. You're going to turn around and go the other way. And if we had more cards, we would just keep doing that until we run out of cards. That's why it's called the serpentine deal. Well, we only have 8 cards, so we just kind of go back and forth once. How would you like these stacked? Left to right, right to left, leapfrog? Just right to left, no leapfrog. Okay, no, that's just fine. And then there is something called a Bessey 1-1. This is where you pull the top off and then the bottom card. Top card, bottom card, top card, bottom card, top card, bottom card. I think. I wasn't keeping track. Okay, and then also we have the Bessey 2-2, which is kind of fun. This is where you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, very good. Okay, so at this point, what we're going to do is I'm going to try to pull these families apart according to just the feeling the cards give off, okay? And what I thought I would do is actually do this out of sight. So when you go to do this, in fact, what I'll do is I'll show you what I'm doing under the table. Maybe that's the best thing to do. So you could do this under the table or behind your back. So you're going to see what I'm doing. But normally you do this under the table. Okay, so what I'm doing, in fact, let me just bring out our write-up that we've used before. Okay, this is a Bessey sequence of order 8. I'm going to separate the 1s from the 0s, okay? So I'm going to push over the top one. It's like a 1, and then that's like a 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, okay? So if you see how I'm holding the cards here, I have them separated, and then you just pull them apart, and then with any luck, you've actually separated the rather violent clubs from the kind and compassionate and loving hearts. Look at that. We did it working together. Okay, very good. So let me just show you quickly how that's done. Okay, so we have the 2 blocks of cards. They're randomly stacked together. Just stack them. Now this triangle deal where you now pick up the first pile that was dealt and you go in the opposite direction. This converts that kind of 2 blocks of cards into what's called a Bessey sequence of order 8. Okay, a Bessey sequence of order 8. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit more sophisticated. Well, no, it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so the 1 here is being associated with a club, and the 0s are the heart family members. Okay, so we have a club, heart, heart, club, and then a heart, club, club, heart, right, for the king of hearts at the end. Okay, so this is the Bessey sequence of order 8. That being the case, it will not be harmed by any of the shuffles that I used, and I think I used all of them today. Okay, so and I kind of did them in order essentially. So why don't we do just a couple? So an even, let's say we do an even up jog. This is where you jog forward the even position cards like 2, 4, 6, 8. Strip those out, random stack. It's still, quote, a Bessey sequence. You haven't harmed anything. Why don't we do 50% under, down. So under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down. That's half of them. Drop the rest on top, on this as the second pile, and then random stack here. Okay, the spectator decides that. Okay, maybe we'll do down, under, down, under, down, under, and you can really have the spectators say, okay, do that 3 times or whatever number of times they want. Hopefully they won't ask for too big of a number, otherwise you'll be here forever. We can do the Bessey 1-1, top, and then bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. Okay, and then the Bessey 2-2 is where you go 1, 2 from the top, 1, 2 from the bottom. Pop, that's where you push off pairs. You don't change the order of the cards, you just push off pairs of cards, and you can stack from left to right, right to left, or leapfrog. Maybe we'll do leapfrog from left to right. That's just fine. Okay, and then maybe they'll stack like that. Okay, and the first shall be last. Last shall be first. Spectators saying when to stop. And then stack in opposite order. Okay, so very good. So this is a guarantee. Let me just show you. This is still a Bessey sequence of order 8. That's the important thing. So now we have the 1. Oh, it's kind of helpful, actually. The colors match finally. Okay, so we have a red 1 associated with the hearts, so Jack. 2 black, we have 2 clubs. 1 red, we have a heart. A black here is the king of clubs. 2 red are the hearts there, and then we have black associated with the jack of clubs. Okay, and so all I did was, if you take these under the table, and if you have a different way of handling the cards when you go to separate them, I did mention a little cheat sheet idea in my last video that if you were to have written off, I guess we can get rid of this stuff here. If you have written off on a piece of paper this sequence 10010110, and it can just be in the margin. I mean, no one's going to see that this has anything to do with what you're doing. You just have that off on the side. Could be on a store receipt or something, and then you can kind of see it or kind of glance at it surreptitiously as you're separating the cards. That might help you stay on track. Okay, so the idea is, so the 1s are going to go into 1/2 of the packet of 8 cards, and then the 0s in the other half, right? So the 1, you could have like a 1 go this direction here, and then 0 could go like that, kind of at a 90-degree angle, and then 1 straight up and down, and then 0, 1 straight up and down, and then 0. Okay. And then, just with how you're holding it here, you're pretty safe because you can just, grab those, pull them apart, and you will have perfectly separated whatever sets of cards you want to separate. And so here we're separating the hearts, the good, kind, happy family, with the clubs, who are a bit on the rougher side of life. And then you can claim that it's the resonance of the cards. As you're under the table, you can kind of just tell that the clubs are just a little bit more combative and a little aggressive, and the hearts just make you think of a calm summer morning or something, right? Roses or something. Okay, so you can kind of spin it that you're sensing something, when in fact you can't see the cards, but because of this special sequence, you'll be able to separate them perfectly. And you will look like a card wizard, actually. So, okay, well, thank you for watching, and look for other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.